the Lassies is a major, significant event. Let's just toast them before. Toast the Lassies. And I'll give the floor to Brad Armacost. Lassies. To toast the Lassies.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. How better to toast the lassies than by quoting the words of Martyr himself, green grow. The sweetest hours that e'er I spent were spent among the lassies. Indeed, he does speak for all men with the following lines: what signifies the life of man, and 'twere nae for the lassies. Robbie Burns has been called a womanizer. Indeed, in his own words, he was a fornicator. But this did not mean he regarded women as creatures to be used and abused. The very opposite is true. Robbie adored the lassies.
Can you get enough of them?
If there was an R in the mouth. He revered them and he loved them, and any pleasures were shared pleasures. They gave him joy. Let's toast. I'm sorry. Here's to me as good as I am, and here's to you as bad as you are. But as bad as you are and as good as I am, you're as good as I am, as bad as you are. Colin McCann will give a toast to honour, honour, honour.
Okay, I've been given clearance to give this toast. I could get locked up for it in some places. To Robbie Burns and his honour, may he get honour and stay honour.
The lassies, oh, they gave him joy and they responded in like fashion. Any harsh words that Robbie had were directed only to those who thought too highly of themselves, and he did equally to man and woman. Any vitriol was directed at the manner, not the gender. You see, he treated all women equally, rich or poor, fine lady or servant girl. If the manner was right, he knew no distinction. A gaudy dress and gentle air may slightly touch the hand, but it's innocence and modesty that polishes the dark. He was a man of the earth, and he spouted no false morals. If, staggering home from an evening of drunken revel, he'd come across ladies of the evening, he would not have sneered or scorned them, or in shock averted his eyes, or hurried past. Rather, he would have stopped and passed some time with them, laughing and joking and teasing and flirting, perhaps more. He may well have said, "Frae me you'll hear no condemnation of bonking for remuneration." Any port in the storm, right? In some ways, he was centuries ahead of his time. If he were alive today, he would take pleasure, I believe, in the equality of women, as this was something he believed in 200 years ago. However, he would probably be puzzled by some of the modern terminology, such as sexual harassment. In Rabbie's day, if a lassie complained of sexual harassment, it probably meant she felt ignored. That would not be Robbie's way. He wrote, "I see her in the dewy flowers. I see her in the sweet and fair. I hear her in the tuneful birds. I hear her charm the air. There's nae a bonny flower that springs by fountain shot or green. There's nae a bonny bird that sings, but minds me o' my Jean." My Jean, of course, would be, with that toast. I'm sorry, my to my Jean. Well, not my Jean, his Jean. Jean Armour, the poet's wife, before she became his sullen dame, she was one of the Maclan bells whom we all wish we had known. In that line there dwell 6 proper young belles, the pride of the place and its neighbourhood are. Their carriage and dress a stranger would dress, in London or Paris they'd gotten it on. Miss Miller is fine, Miss Markland divine, Miss Smith she has wit, and Miss Betty is brown. There's beauty and fortune to get with Miss Morton, but honour's the jewel for me and Emma. And he married, God bless him, Toast to marry. And still burns noted. You can pass that, wouldn't you? There's a kind of rough pride, a kind of tender laughter that men take in these mysterious creatures. A kind of rough pride that Burns took in himself, his cold, dark land, his collie dog, his sharp-witted mother, his bastard bairns, and even in his wife. Burns makes you proud to be a man for all that. And I think that a woman could take some pride in that. A woman's a woman for all that and all that and all that. The woman's minds, like winter winds, may shift and turn and all that. The noblest breast pours them rest. A consequence I draw that. Tricks and craft I put daft. Tame me in all that, but clear your decks and here's the sex. We like the jazz for all that. What a jazz.
Got it.
It's a pity that Robbie didn't have the opportunity to visit other shores, to be confronted with other cultures. The richness of verse and song would have resulted. And how he would have loved Chicago. He would have noticed and enjoyed the Sears Tower for its tallness, the lakefront for its placidity, the blues and the bulls and the bears and the cubs, Sox, and the magnificent Buckingham Fountain. And he would have left his John Anderson or his John Hancock upon the bottom. Most of all, he would have been totally enchanted with the beauty and the charm and the honesty of the lassies here at Martyr's. He would have believed he'd found the Garden of Eden and would have reached for the apples. My ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and join me in a toast to the lassies.
For the lassies!
The lassies!
Cheers.
Follow that.
Follow that. But we can because we're the lassies.